Okay, and welcome to PCSE Maths Revision video number 11 on the topic of pie charts. A very common topic that comes up every year, and as long as you can remember a few simple rules, you'll be able to complete any of the pie chart questions. Now, it'll more than likely be in the format of a question will give you a table of information. In this case, it's about the information about the numbers of different fish in a lake, and you will be asked to draw a pie chart showing this information. Now, in this particular question, we've got three types of fish. We've got perch, we've got bream, and we've got carp. And I know that we have 10 perch, I have 23 bream, and 39 carp. So in total, there are 72 fish. Now, I know, one of my facts I already know is that there are 360 degrees in a full circle. So what I have to do in order to draw the pie chart is find out how many degrees one fish represents. And the way I do this is I divide 360 by my total frequency. So I divide 360 by 72. Now that gives me an answer of 5 degrees. So I know that in this question, each individual fish is represented in the pie chart by 5 degrees. So if I know that I've got 10 perch, that means I'm going to have to do 10 times 5, and I'll draw an angle column here, gives me 50. So 10 perch is going to be represented by an angle of 50 degrees. Similarly, I've got 23 bream, so I do 23 times 5, which gives me an answer of 115. So bream is represented by 115 degrees. And I've got 39 carp, so I do 39 times by 5, and that gives me an angle of 195 degrees. So perch is represented by an angle of 50, bream 115 degrees, carp 195 degrees. Now I can check that I've got this column right by simply adding up. If I do a bit of column addition here, I'm left with 360. So 360 degrees is the total of my angle column. Now I haven't quite worked out how to draw angles on this particular piece of equipment yet. So an angle, you would start at this line here and you would measure out 50 degrees, and you would always make sure that you label your sectors as well. So that would be perch, bream is going to be 115 degrees, and you would label it bream, and then you would label your carp. Sector as well. So that's simply it. You take the total frequency and you divide 360 by the frequency, and that gives you the angle which represents 1, in this case fish. You do the multiplication, gives you the angle, and then you draw it out on the pie chart. So we'll do another question very similar to that. Again, in this question, the table gives you information about the drinks sold in a particular cafe in a certain day. So again, first thing I would do, if it's not already there, I would add an angle column. In this question, it's already there. And then I would add up my frequency. So 20 plus 15 plus 25 plus 30 gives me a frequency of 90. So in this particular question, there are 90 individual drinks, 20 hot chocolates, 15 soups, 25 coffees, 30 teas. So all I would do again is I would take my 360 degrees and I would divide it by 90, and that gives me an answer of 4 degrees. So each individual drink is represented by 4 degrees. So 2 times 4 is 80. 15 times 4 is 60. 25 times 4 is 100. 30 times 4 is 120, and again, if I just check, total those up, they give me 360 degrees. And again, I just measure out my angles there with my protractor and draw them onto my pie chart, but making sure that I remember to label the particular sectors as well. The last type of question that they might ask you on this topic is they might give you a situation where they've already drawn the pie chart for you. Now, in this particular question, the cricket team, it shows me, have won 15 matches. So this sector here represents the wins of the cricket team. So this sector here represents the wins of the cricket team. and I am asked to work out how many matches the cricket team lose. Now, the question already tells me that the cricket team won 15 matches, and the angle represented by 1 is 150 degrees. So 150 degrees is equal to 15 matches. So if I know that 150 degrees is 15 matches, all I need to do to find out what one match represents is divide 150 by 15. So in this case, one match is represented by 10 degrees. 150 divided by 15. So if I know that one match is represented by 10 degrees, and I know that they lost, it was represented by 120 degrees. How many 10s in 120? Well, I do 120 degrees divided by 10 degrees, and that gives me an answer of 12. So how many matches did the cricket team lose? 12. Similarly, I could work out how many they drew, because that's an angle of 90 degrees, and 90 divided by 10 is 9. So they drew 9, they won 15, and they lost 12. And that's it. As long as you realise that the angle is a clear representation of how many particular items the question is about. So again, just to recap from that question, 150 degrees, 15 matches. I find out what one match is equal to by dividing the degrees by how many matches it represents, and then I multiply it by, I divide my unknown angle by that amount. Okay, I hope that helps. Any other queries, again, just remember to tweet us or email us at PCSA Maths. Okay, good night. Bye-bye.